And this is the spiciest nugget. When I read this, I was like big cap.
Okay.
And then I did my research, and he's actually telling the truth here. This is crazy.
Okay.
CLA Wu says, I was also the reason Timbaland even got a placement on J. Cole's The Off-Season album with the Amari beat.
Sorry.
Well, dude, when I read that, I was like, dog, stop it. Stop it, CLA Wu. You and your feelings? No. But he continues. If I had never uploaded and edited the video of Timbaland speaking about the money in the music industry and of him playing that beat, J. Cole wouldn't have seen it. J. Cole found that beat on one of the videos, and since he was afraid that Timbaland wouldn't send the beat to him, I have not seen anybody reach out to me regarding the Amari beat or even saying thank you.
Overnight, we've had a circumstance go down, which represents to the producer community a slap in the face, a huge slap in the face. The CLA Wu, Justice for CLA Wu, we're here to back you up. I want you to understand that there's so many leaders behind you. You're not alone. There's a company who thought they could target a weak person because they were by themselves. They thought they were by themselves. They thought they stood alone. They thought they were weak. Targeted this YouTuber, CLA Wu, the company did, tried to do some snaky stuff, in my opinion. It's an opinion. Thought that there would be no repercussions, thought that nobody would care about it, thought there'd be no backlash to it. And the producer community is up in arms about this. But as a company that represents galvanizing the producer community and opening up opportunities to shade and destroy somebody of the producer community, seems to me like we're destroying ourselves and then trying to exploit the community. And
if you're in the producer community, you've seen a CLA Wu video, ever since, Kenny Beats gave him the CLA Wu tag.
CLA Wu!
We all know who bro is. He does tremendous work. He's grown so much as an editor, doing fantastic edits. And I think a lot of his style is so super influential. I mean, it changed the way that I made videos. You know what I mean? Like the stuff that he does, with the shorter formats, it's not easy work. So he's definitely a grinder, and I respect him for that, right? What happened to bro is he was doing a lot of edits of, different prominent Twitch streams, right? So he would cut up Kenny Beats, and he started doing Timbaland stuff. The people, and not Timbaland, I want to make this very clear right now. This is not about Timbaland the producer. We're not talking shit about Timbaland, right? Wu was very specific in his post. He was talking to a social media manager, and he was doing all of these edits with the hope and the plan of turning this into a legit business, something in social media management, or a bigger content creation for hire, right? He was building a portfolio of this specific editing style, okay? And that takes a lot of work, which he deserves to, politic into a real opportunity.
So to let everybody know, we're reading the statement from CLA Wu, exposing all the fine details as to how Beatclub basically screwed him over and tried to delete his channel.
This is what CLA Wu posted, right?
Yeah.
This is the story. This is the dark truth. Beatclub reached out and wanting to have a meeting with me. This is when I took a break from YouTube to focus on my health because I thought I had some type of thyroid issue. I was tired and exhausted all the time. I had headaches every day. I sat down with the marketing and content guy. For now, we'll call him George. I also mentioned that I wanted to start my own agency in the future, helping businesses with Facebook and IG ads. Right
ding,
there.
Ding, 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 ding.
This guy gets it. This guy fucking gets it. I like him. You know what I mean? You don't come to content world to get attention. You cannot spend attention. You cannot eat attention. Attention is not currency. What you might be able to do, if you're savvy and you have a plan, is you might be able to leverage attention in order to turn it into currency, right?
Right.
CLA Wu says, George and I had several meetings every week from 1 hour to 1 hour and 45 minutes each time. He was discussing me managing the team, their goal with their company, the content, and also me editing the content. So let me go back over that. Okay. They discussed him managing the team, the content team, the goals of Beatclub, what kind of content Beatclub was going to put out, and also him editing the content. So
Right.
I just want you to understand the workload that they're talking about. They're talking about managing people. And then they're talking about actually sitting down and editing. Now, if I don't know if you guys have ever edited a video before. If you take a half an hour piece of content and you edit it down to 10 minutes, if you're fast, that's going to take you roughly 40 minutes to an hour. So CLA Woo again, I was about to be like a social media manager thing for them, basically. And they graduated me. I got sent 2 projects to edit this time, and George told me I could start editing if I want to, and they would also put together a contract the day I began editing. That's a red flag. So I started to edit the video with the GOAT, Timbaland himself, and I waited and waited. More long meetings and still no contract. They had to look at the rules, or so they told me, from Sweden and the US with a lawyer back and forth and figure out how they would draw up the contract. We talked some more. We did some more meetings, and then George suggested that we do like an Upwork or Fiverr thing where they put out a job position and that's how they pay me instead. At that time, I became skeptical. Now, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Upwork or Fiverr, right? You guys have probably seen the Kyle Beats video where he's like,
I paid 5 terrible rappers from Fiverr to rap on my track.
Shout out to Kyle Beats.
Yeah, so you know that Fiverr is some mids, okay? And CLA Woo is not some mids. So I would feel a type of way if a professional company that's fashioning themselves as the premier solution, right? This company is going to charge you $250 to play your music on Timbaland's live stream. Okay, you could pay $250 for that shit.
Oh,
you know,
it's a thing.
Yeah. It's the sign-up fee is $250, bro.
I didn't know this.
I don't know if that gets you the native instruments, the little mini keyboard with the 32 keys that you can't play 3-octave chords on. Let me stop. Let me stop. So anyway, CLA Woo's looking for the contract, right? He already did the editing, rookie mistake, but we're not going to hold it against him, right? And they're like, okay, you know what? Maybe we can pay you through Upwork. This is such bullshit, bro. Like you don't all you need. I pay somebody in the United Kingdom to make samples for me. It is not convoluted like this. You do not have to do anything but send the money.
Right.
That's all you got to do. I don't even got to 1099 him. Okay.
Right. Venmo, PayPal. You're right. You don't have to 1099 people outside the country.
Yeah, dude. I love working with people in Europe. I wish all my people were in Europe. Anyway, let me take that. All right. So anyway, boom. Okay, where are we at? So in another quick meeting, he also mentioned that Beatclub was interested in buying my channel and doing their thing there. Since I had taken a break from YouTube, he also mentioned the monthly income from doing the job and the price of the channel. I did not like his offer. And I wrote to George that the offer was not what I was expecting for all the work that I was going to do. He received this, but he suggested if I'm not going to go back to YouTube, that this was a win-win for me to just sell the channel. Go ahead.
Let's break this down on a business level so people can really grasp what just happened, because that was this is the major point right here, in my opinion. Like you try to make an advance on a girl and then she rejects you, and then you're like, oh, you're not a dime. Like, who are you? You're not a dime. You're never gonna get another man. That's exactly what just happened right here. It's a guy approaches a girl, the girl rejects him, so he's in his feelings or whatever his intent was. He gets rejected, and then the girl knows her value, but the guy starts manipulating her by telling her she's never going to get a high value man or whatever, the Kevin Samuels type language that goes out in the atmosphere. And they said, oh, it's a win-win because you're not making content. You're slowing down, right? I want people to understand. They're trying to make him perceive himself at a lesser value at this point by saying it's a win-win, by lowballing him like this.
So a couple days of this, and I said, fuck it. and edited the rest of the video since I had already put several hours of editing, and I thought I should be kind enough to finish what I started. And generally, it was a really good interview, and I thought the world should see it. This Timberland interview I was editing was originally 60 minutes, and I edited it down to 20. It was a very engaging video. Since I also knew it would come up on the Beatclub/Timberland page, I wanted it to be top-notch and very engaging. I sat there editing the video for the rest of the week, full time, 8 hours a day, each day. So he's telling us he spent 40 hours on this.
Wow. That's a full-time job on one video, ladies and gentlemen.
So I sent the editing to George, and he thought that it was awesome and very engaging. He said that he would pay me for this, of course. He also said that that he would like for me to do more edits like this. And I said, I need a break health-wise. Because remember, CLA Woo, he's got the thing that he's trying to figure out, right?
Can we pause real quick? And that he sent the editing video to George, which is the product. He's saying, I finished the product and I gave it to the person who said they're going to pay for the product. And guess what? There's another receipt that we have, CMP. And this receipt shows there's a text thread going on with CLA Woo and this person, George. We'll call him Curious George. Let's open this up. And again, it is not labeled because I think he's trying to protect it. I'll read it as George. It says, yo, man, good to see you back on YouTube, which again, I want to break this down psychologically so people understand how sinister this is. I'm so passionate about this because I hate liars with a passion. When people lie to me, it infuriates me because I'm about the truth and I'm about lifting people up. And I know what people do. MG will tell y'all, people use words to cast spells. And what this person is doing right here is using words to lower his vulnerability, make this person feel comfortable, make him feel valued. And then when they don't get what they want, then they come back and attack. This is a wolf in sheep's clothing by definition. Yo, man, good to see you back on YouTube. What message is that? How many people even message us about coming back to YouTube after we take a break? Not many. So you would think it's a sincere thing. Like, wow, this person actually paid attention to me coming back to you.
Yeah, the only people who do that are true believers, your best fans, your closest ones.
This is making me infuriated. Lord, help me.
It was crazy. I just want everybody to remember the reason why Woo stepped away from YouTube was because he was having legit health problems.
Man, I'm about to tear up because I like to protect people. This is so insanely sinister. The man had thyroid issues. Man, like people are trying their hardest, y'all. They're trying their hardest.
They really are.
And these people are lying and manipulating your emotions, your passion. They're lying to you. And you're pouring your soul out. I just want to protect people. I'm going to go run upstairs, but you can continue reading. I just wanted to show people.
Yeah, fix your face. I got you.
You said fix my face. Basically, I wanted to read this real quick. It says, send me an invoice for the Tim edit you did in the project file so I can pay you, which was never done, according to CLA Woo. Then it says, going forward, you have to private all the Beatclub and Beatclub VIP content on your channel due to copyright. Also, speak to a lawyer ASAP to protect the rest of your channel so it doesn't get deleted through DMCA. Who's in control of this random DMCA? Like it's a robot doing it. It's people who do the DMCA claims. It's not nothing. It's a person who decides to go out and put DMCA claims out. So why is he saying, please talk to a lawyer to protect the rest of your channel if they're not the ones doing it? As if it's a magical robot. Does that make sense to you?
Hell no.
So I don't even know how to turn off my game. I'm gonna run upstairs real quick. And if you can see the document, I'll just be right back.
I got you.
It's got passionate because I just want to protect folks. Hold up.
Where'd we go? So Mans worked for 40 hours in the week. He continues. I sent the editing video to George, right? Said it was awesome. And I said, yo, I need a break. Okay. Now, 2 weeks pass by and I start uploading to YouTube again. This is where it gets good, guys. I get a text randomly from George saying he is happy to see me on YouTube once again and that I should send an invoice for the Timbo edit. George also said going forward, I should private all my Beatclub VIP content, which is the streams, due to copyrights on YouTube, right? So George is coming at him on some like, this is where it's starting. he's starting to make a veiled threat. Before this, there wasn't any copyright issues with uploading these streams. We all saw these Timberland streams, and it was fine. But because just in case you're not following, because bro didn't want to sell them his channel, now all of a sudden it's like, hey, you might want to private those because you might have a problem with copyrights.
Magical. Well, I have a question actually up to this point. How did he get the footage of the interview?
They solicited him for the job. George sent him the footage of the interview. They were having the meetings weekly, giving him the vision for the company and everything. They were like, hey, we want you to be the social media manager and the editor. Now let me ask you, bro, because you staff your company, right? Would you ever hire a social media manager and an editor as the same person?
No,
or would you prefer to have a specialist handling each?
Guaranteed the second, because it's a whole different craft. Yeah,
it's a whole different craft, whole different skill set, whole different motivation, whole different style of communication. So either George isn't as good as his job at Busy Works Beats, or George is kind of wormy. I'm okay with either one of them, but I know which one I'm leaning towards based on the context of this short movie that we're reading right now.
Right.
Also, he continues, I need to speak to a lawyer regarding the channel. Now, at this time, I'm interpreting this as a threat or something, and also asked if there was anything that should be adjusted on the edit, since George wanted the shareable files, right? So George is asking for his content back, right? So he provided him the content to do the edit. George is saying, hey, you want to put your stuff on private. You also want to lawyer up, and those files that I sent you, I want those back. Because what happened, and like, if you guys can't read in between the lines of this, if you guys aren't like in the workplace yet and you don't understand what this is, somebody jumped in George's ass at Beatclub, and they were like, hey, you completely dropped the ball on that CLA-Woo thing, so you go ahead and fucking fix that, all right? And we're gonna go in a different direction, and I don't want any problems from this fucking kid, all right? You fix it, George. And this is how George fixed it. Does that sound crazy? I know you don't. I know you've been an entrepreneur your whole life, but that's right. That's how stuff happens in corporate.
So I don't know if this person did CLA-Woo end up putting the product out. That's where I'm confused.
No,
didn't put the product out.
No. Okay. Wait. We'll get there. So what happened was, no, he didn't release it formally and correctly. They did this to him. And then after they put out their version of it, he was disgruntled because he had put the work in. And what I'm thinking is, from an artistic standpoint, he was like, oh, y'all did some mids. Let me show you what I was going to do. So he uploaded that video.
Okay.
He uploaded the video that he did after they released theirs.
Oh, after they release theirs. Okay, that's important to know. And let me start from the beginning so it makes sense. So the Kingpin has a product. He wants to take over his competing block. He says, you know what we're going to do? We're going to infiltrate that block. We're going to act like we're friends and then really just stab him in the back. So we say, hey, competing block, we're going to give you this product. It's guaranteed to sell. You're going to have people lined up for the rest of the week. We give him the product on consignment, meaning he doesn't have to pay for it up front. We just ask for royalties on the back end, basically. So they give the product to the person. He processes the product, let's say, and then the Kingpin says to his hitmen on the streets, the people who are the shooters and the sliders, whatever people call them nowadays, he says, yo, he stole our thing. He stole our product. Go take him out. Now the hitter's on the block waiting for this guy to leave his place, and they start aiming at him and making him a target, thinking he's an enemy, even though the person gave up the product willingly. That's what screws my mind up, is the person willingly gave them the product and then attacked them for having the product.
Crazy.
Insane. And positioned it like the person stole the stuff.
Missing it. What's crazy is they said, send me the invoice. And oh, by the way, make everything private, get a lawyer, and give me my original files. And also send me the invoice because we're going to pay you. But also take all of our stuff down. Saying that's yo.
This is so wild.
Listen, George is really bad at his job. Like this is what this is boiling down to. This George character, I wouldn't hire him. I definitely would not hire him, bro. So I wanted to see if George wanted anything edited. He told me that he needed the original files, but I didn't have them. I had to delete them since I needed to free up space on my computer, and I told him that. That was the last time that he heard from George. I sent a text the next day, and I messaged him that I have sent the invoice for the Tim edit. I got no answer. 2 weeks go by. I got no answer. Still to this day, the invoice that George requested was not paid.
I'm putting up screenshots for everybody. What does it say, y'all? It says, so I can pay you. Go ahead.
No answer. Even my parents were asking me about Timbaland and if I had got paid yet, or if the video had came out. Imagine that. Some nice 50-year-old Swedish couple asking about Timbaland. You know what I mean? What's going on? So I'm just so shocked that a company like this, just like that, when they don't get what they want, which I now understand was the channel. CLA Woo is not slow. He gets it. And also be doing a shit ton of work for a low offer. I have looked up to Timbaland and everything that he has done since I was a child. And he was one of the reasons why I started producing. They also used to have some little clips on IG that I had edited, and they did not pay me for those either. At this time, I don't want anything from anyone. I just decided to delete all the videos because that's what I was told to do.
I want to pause here. Was he? Ooh.
This is 2 months ago. He removed the content at the request of the company. And yesterday, he received 5 copyright warnings and a 90-day suspension on his channel after he complied with their request. Just because George is so shitty at his job, he could not buy a YouTube channel from CLA Woo.
I have the screenshot up about the 2 months mark. It says 2 months ago, I deleted all the Tim vids manually. And then it goes on. He says something about story time. I'm just pulling up screenshots to back up what you're saying.
And this is the spiciest nugget. I'm gonna tell you like this. When I read this, I was like, big cap.
Okay.
And then I did my research, and he's actually telling the truth here. This is crazy.
Okay.
CLA Woo says, I was also the reason Timbaland even got a placement on J. Cole's The Off-Season album with the Amari beat.
Sorry.
Well, dude, when I read that, I was like, dog, stop it. Stop it, CLA Woo. You and your feelings? No. But he continues. If I had never uploaded and edited the video of Timbaland speaking about the money in the music industry and of him playing that beat, J. Cole wouldn't have seen it. J. Cole found that beat on one of the videos, and since he was afraid that Timbaland wouldn't send the beat to him, I have not seen anybody reach out to me regarding the Amari beat or even saying thank you. And this just makes me want to quit the channel and the music industry, since it's just not truthful at all. And I thought that maybe Timbaland and his team at Beatclub were professional. I thought that the team behind the greatest producer of our time was better than that. I just had to get out of this community since I can't go and hold on to this by myself anymore.
Killing people's dream live, snaking them and killing their entire God-given passion. I can't imagine what karma is going to come back for this person who did this snake stuff. God gives a gift to somebody, and this person, George, is saying, F God. I know God wants to express himself through this person, but I'm going to stop everything that God has to do because I'm trying to cover my own butt, or whatever the case is. They may feel justified about this, But I want everybody who's in the producer community, if you've watched this video for this long, I want you to share clips or whatever they can do to spread this awareness. I don't know how to do it on YouTube. It's not as easy as other platforms, but screen record, do something. We need to spread this message. You don't have to be a crusader, but just understand that we're feeding the beast when we continue to back up and glorify and keep putting these people on pedestals. When you see stuff like this, they literally attacked our own. This represents you. This whole story represents you. It could have been you in this story. This is our community. These are the people that are lifting you up, lifting these people up so that we can give them more shine. He even said there's clips. I don't know if this is true or not. I haven't verified this, but there's clips on that person's Instagram that he had edited. I would love to know, is he credited for editing? Probably not, if I had to guess, the way they handle business.
What I keep going back to, guys, is, because I work hard. Like I told you guys earlier, I do like 6 pieces of YouTube content a week. And what you guys might not also know is I work like 45 to 50 hours a week at a regular job, and that's not counting my commute, which is sometimes 1 to 2 hours a day, 1 to 2 hours each way a day. Like, I work my ass off, and I've never stopped, and I've never like worked myself sick. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never worked myself where I had to stop because of my health. You know what I mean? And this is a young person. You know what I'm saying? I should be washed by now, and I can still do it. But this is a young person who put so much stress on themselves to deliver for, not just for himself, but for you, me, and everybody who watches the content. You know what I mean? And when he started to be recognized by people who were his heroes, that put even more stress on him to come through and deliver and to push his style of editing and just to make it dope and something that's engaging to grow. And he wound up working himself sick and having to stop, and all he got from that was what we just read, dude. It's not cool.
And who knows his extent of health issues, but I mean, I've seen the thyroid issues where it's like a benign tumor sometimes, or like stuff like that. So I've encountered stories like that. I just want people to understand how much passion was behind this person and how much good value and goodwill that they've added to the community, and then they get taken out. It's kind of like our leader in a way getting just beheaded in front of us. That was a bad example, but
I mean, my hope for him, like, first of all, if CLA Wu sees this, I'm super sorry that this happened to you. You're very talented. You're very creative. You're motivated. And I think with the portfolio that you have built, I think that you can still work that into some type of career in content management, and running people's, and running people's profiles. And I think that, once you kind of regroup and you get over this specific instance and you kind of get a taste for what it's really like out here, this situation can make you a lot stronger. You'll be able to recognize the red flags of when you're dealing with legitimate people and when you're dealing with jokers. And if you want to step back in the arena, you got everything it takes to prosper, man.
Right.
And if that's in the cards for you, I wouldn't allow myself to be discouraged. But if it's not, I wouldn't judge you for recognizing that either, man.
The kid's a unicorn. I mean, this is a high level skill set. Whatever you touch, you're going to be successful. The reason I got so emotional earlier is I realized I'm being as human as I can be right now. I got to probably not even look at myself in the cam, because let me just point at the ceiling or something. Freak, whatever. I'll just say it, try to keep a straight face. Listen, guys, the reason this is so important is because I've had multiple people in the last month come to me about taking their life. And these are people that I know. They're not random people. Okay. So something's going on in the world to where people are really pressed and stressed, and they are taking it very seriously. And it's multiple people. I'm saying 4+ people. or 3 or 4 people. This is not just one person or 2 people. This is 4 people in a month's time. That's why I'm so passionate about this, because this kid had passion, and you could tell they had passion. So all I'm going to say is to the leaders in the community, please stand up for something. Like, if you call yourself a leader in the community and you're not standing up for this, I really can't call you a leader. I mean, I'll probably say hey and bye to you, but I won't see you as a leader if you don't at least make this known or aware, or have some type of stance and be a man about it. If you're a girl, be it, a good woman about it. Have a stance on this in the community, because again, this is symbolic. This represents the little man versus the big people. But
can I say it my way?
Go for it.
Now's not the time to be a bitch. Okay? Now's not the time to be scared. If you get up on a channel and you use the word producer community to sell a fucking product or a service to people in this community, then let it be known that you love these people and you respect them by looking out for our bro right now. And I'm not saying you got to do something crazy, but if you're live and somebody asks you about it, you tell the truth. Like me and Game did today.
Big facts. Big facts. That's all the call to action is. Stand up about something. I'm not going to let this run over. I know we have tons of people who came through. I want to thank everybody who poured their spirit into this moment. I just really couldn't let this go unseen. There was a ton of people in here, and I was going to say, I pray that you guys, I don't want to make this about like spiritual, but I hope that you guys understand that we're all one. And if they do something to the small guy, it affects everybody. Whether you're big, small, it doesn't go unseen. We're not going to tolerate this anymore. That's the whole campaign behind what we do. We're not here to be manipulated by and be slaves of the system anymore. That's all I can say. CMP, did you have any last comments?
Appreciate you guys taking the time to interact on the stream. I've seen all you guys' comments. I appreciate the discussion. I was inspired that there wasn't a lot of pushback to a lot of the ideas that we were talking about, and it gives me a lot of hope and motivation for just the years to come of this community and what everybody can do together, man. So and thank you, Game, for the opportunity to go live with you tonight, and talk about something like this, bro. I appreciate it.
No, you came through like a real orator, and you really, I want to plug your website too. I mean, they got to learn how to follow you on some level. And it's crazy because I was going to say, when I had the word hope in my head, you said hope at the same exact time. That's all we want to instill in you guys is just hope. I don't want you guys to look at this and say, there's no hope. I want you to look at this and say, wow, the producer community stood up. We're not going to be taken down just because somebody has a name or a business title or an LLC. We are not just these weak people. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no. So yeah, again, I just want to tell you guys, we're not asking you guys to go and do a whole bunch of hate comments under Beatclub videos and stuff like that. You know what I mean? What the purpose of this is to educate you and inspire you to understand that our power in this community is standing together and understanding that we can do bigger things than just pay somebody $250 to listen to our music on a live stream. You know what I mean? You guys can create the live streams that wind up getting those numbers. You just have to believe in yourself. The same way the CLA Woo did when he didn't accept whatever 4-figure offer they gave him for his channel.
I'm sure it was 4 figures too.
But if you guys want to follow me, the best way to get in touch with me is at Craftmaster3 on Instagram. I answer all my DMs. Check out producercourses.com. The number one, I have 2 things that I do. I sell a monthly subscription where I don't, like, on my YouTube, I do not take requests. I don't care what you guys ask me to do. I don't do it. If you guys want to learn something, though, if you have a specific problem with your production that's kicking your ass, you just sign up for producer courses. You hop into Discord and you like, hey CMP, show me how to make this, and I do it, right? And all I ask is that you pay me, $15 so I can, go get a pack of cigarettes and an ice cream from the gas station. That's it. That's all I need, bro. A very simple man. Now, if you guys want to know how to make samples, and if you want to know how to start a business, like cmpkits.com, we just did 6 figures in sales last year, right? If you guys want to know how to build that up, I have a product on producercourses.com. It's called Sample Class. Check that out.
Sick. So guys, stand up. Let's show some support for CLA Woo, and let's stand together, and let's stop acting like we're all individuals. We're a community. We stand for each other. Just want to let you know you're protected. Don't think the big dog's going to just come by and swoop in and take you out like that. That's not how this works. And just want to keep hope alive, as Jesse Jackson said. Keep your hope alive. I really hate to use this story as a way to lose hope, but I want to give you guys hope to know that you always got defense. We're always here to protect you. That's what we do. I'm going to end it here. CMP, you're the man.
Simple, don't be basic. We'll see you on the next one.
Peace out, man. and I got emotional because, again, I've had real people come to me, literally, who were about to give up. I just caught them at the right time. Now you can imagine if you're this kid and you get this type of news where you poured your heart out into something, put your health on the line for something, and then a company comes by and stabs you in the back like this. I can imagine what he feels right now. And I know this story is so symbolic. I just want to use this to give you guys hope that when stuff looks like it's going against you, don't think that we're not here to back you up. I mean, I love competition like the next guy, but I don't want to see somebody give up. It's a different thing. So I'm going to end it here. The message is received. Just spread the word, spread the gospel. We're going to stand up for injustice.